welcome. Welcome to Liberty Rose Podcast, and tonight is a special show. It is just the ladies tonight. We kicked Billy and Hugh out. They're gone for the evening because they smell, and we don't like them right now. Just kidding. We love you guys. But I have here with me Danique, and Leslie will be joining us a little bit later, hopefully. But thank you for coming on, Danique. How you doing?
Awesome. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to go to the show with you. Up with the boys for the night off.
Yeah, it's nice to kind of have some time away from them so that we can discuss more of like female things that go on and
so
not to be mansplained.
What?
One more time, Danique.
Let's start with so one of the things I actually learned was tampon usage in space. It's actually old.
I think you're breaking up a little bit there, Danique.
Yeah.
What was that again? Or you're breaking up for a little bit. Well, we have one of the things that we thought was super hilarious this week as we were talking was the tampon usage in space. So apparently, back in the day, there was an astronaut named Sandy, and NASA, being all wise and smart and shit, was like, holy shit, women have periods. They need to have stuff for the lady parts. So instead of being like, let's ask a lady what she's going to need, they went up to this woman, Sandy, who is an astronaut, and was like, here is 100 tampons bestowed for you for 6 days. For 6 days, they gave her 100 tampons, and it really brought to light how badly NASA just really did not understand that women do, like, anything about women. Like, you don't need 100 tampons for 6 days. And just the military in general and NASA, Department of Defense, all of them, they don't really understand the differences between male genitalia and female genitalia and how they are different. Like, take the uniform, for instance. Like, men and women have the same uniform, except for those that are pregnant. Then they get like a fancy one where it's got the stretchy belly thing that you want to wear when you eat turkey and ham at the holidays. I would buy it just for that reason. But they have the blouses for the women are the same sizes for the men. Doesn't really look all that great because I'm sorry, but I look like I'm wearing a sack over my body when I do that. And I'm sure Danique feels the same thing, that when she puts one of those on, it's just like this oversized fucking jacket, and you just look like a fucking potato. For us, it was like a blue potato or a green potato, so probably a rotten potato. Another thing is that when you're in the Army, they have to wear Kevlar jackets. They have their vests on, and for some women, not myself, obviously, but for some women that are well endowed, they can't wear the same jackets and vests that the men can. The men, I mean, unless they got like bitch tits and they got some real strong pecs going on, they're probably gonna wear a normal size, but then they have to make female versions of it so that they can fit them as well. You can't have the same thing for both sides. There has to be differences for each gender. I was reading one of the other things here. I'm sorry. Another thing that people don't exactly realize with the tampons is that women have certain times of the month, obviously, but there are certain times of the month that other things occur. Women have ovulation periods. We have other cycle periods where our hormones are just going all over the place. So there is a disease out there. It is absolutely horrendous. It's called endometriosis. It's super, super painful. Basically, it's where the outer lining of a uterus grows on the inside of the uterus, and it starts making these deformed cells and little polyps inside. It is extremely painful. You bleed a lot on it. Sorry for the like gross talk or whatever, but you bleed a lot on it as well, and it's excessively painful. It's like worse than giving birth. It's horrible. So women a lot of times that have this disease, which it's not super common, it's very uncommon, it makes it really hard for them to do any form of work, and it's really hard to get tested for this. I will say I got tested for it, and it took me about a year of fighting with Navy Medical for them just to do the test. And the test for it is surgery in itself. So you got to do surgery just to be tested for this disease. Now, if you're out in the field and you're starting to have symptoms of endometriosis, or God knows whatever female symptoms that we have with shit, say you get a lump in your breast, what are you going to do? You're out there for 6 to 11 months. You can't just go home. That lump in your breast, that endometriosis, it's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. And especially with endometriosis, it's extremely painful. So a lot of those women, they're not able to get into a hospital. They're not able to get the care that they need. And this is something that the military and the Space Force and NASA need to realize, is that women are different. We have different needs. And there's just certain things that we have to do. Another one of the things that endometriosis can cause is also issues with fertility. Now, I don't know about anybody else or if there's any other branch that has experienced this. I know within the P3 and Helo community, if you worked on those aircraft, Danique's back.
I mean, I would give you a cool excuse on why I wasn't here, but basically it's farm internet, so my bad. We'll see how it goes.
Okay. No, you're fine. You're fine. I was just talking about the tampons, and I was going over some endometriosis.
Oh, I know all the dudes listening are all over this. I
know. Well, they're probably looking at me and are like, "Can she shut up now?"
No, but I mean, the whole conversation started about, I mean, there's YouTube songs out there and comedians like doing shit about this 100 tampons in space thing. So I just thought it was really hilarious now that we're actually like creating an entire branch of service for space. Hopefully we're not charging, I don't know, like space money to actually get tampons out of a dispenser in space too, or something retarded. So it's just one of those ridiculous stereotypes that we need to still overcome as we all serve together, if that makes sense.
So I know this is going to get like really in depth, but like, do they know that there are other methods of controlling a period other than a tampon?
Oh, I mean, obviously there were no questions asked, because that's how they came up with 100 tampons and offered like, oh, do you need more? For a 6-day trip to space? I mean, I've seen my purse and I carry all kinds of crazy shit on short trips, but that's a lot of cotton. So
yeah,
I don't think they asked about any of those methods. I think this was in the 90s, by the way. So it's also a little outdated, but still hilarious.
Just get yourself a Diva cup.
We're gonna wait for Fun Leslie when she joins us, also known Leslie from Climb 4, but we know too many Leslies, so they all get like nicknames. So we're going to keep one of our fun topics for when she joins us. But I wanted to bring something up because it actually affected us at Leashes of Valor. And that was the shame when it comes to asking for help. And I think especially during the holidays and with 2020, a lot of people probably noticed an increase in cost of living versus your income either stayed the same or disappeared. So circumstances in your life are not actually a reflection of, you know, you being a capable adult or being a provider for your family. Like sometimes shit just happens. So people need to remember to overcome their shame and like ask your friends for help, or at least ask for guidance on where to get help. It's don't wait till the 11th hour. And we've seen people currently wait until the 11th hour, until the wolf's really at the door, until they start asking for help. And I think during the holidays, with everything going on, people just also need to remember that a lot of charities, and not like service dog or climbing orgs or anything else, but really I'm talking food pantries, Toys for Tots. Like, there's families hit really hard this year, and a lot of them probably aren't going to open their mouth. But I know that even the bases are giving out more food to in-need active duty service members. So it's a rough year. For those that have extra, make sure you distribute evenly if you can. I don't know, you got any friends that you know are struggling already? Or, I mean, what's going on in your neck of the woods up there?
I have a friend up here. She's not military. She is a teacher. She's out of work right now. With all of this stuff going on, she was a substitute, so now she can't substitute because the school district here just went full remote again. And she's been going through bouts of depression, and the first person she turned to is me, because I'm very open about it. I talk about it a lot because I've stayed silent for so long on these issues, and it's not something I think I can do anymore. So she turned to me and she was like, Megan, I'm really depressed. Like, to the point I don't even know if I can get out of bed. Like, I've never felt like this before. Can you help me? And I'm like, you are just going through a severe bout of depression right now. You're going to be okay. I'll help you out with it. And I went over and I literally just cleaned her apartment. Her apartment was pretty god awful. Like, she hadn't done her dishes in 2 months.
People get that way. Like, it's a real thing. It's like a wet blanket of blah, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to describe depression, but like, it's not like, oh, you're just too lazy to get out of bed, or can't you pull yourself together? No, homie, I can't.
Not
like,
even that.
It's just no. Body says no.
Yeah, and your body just aches. It like hurts. Like, every bone and joint and muscle in your body, it just hurts to move. It hurts to like pick like, I could pick this up and it would literally be like, it would feel like 10 pounds trying to pick this up. But I know I can just pick it up and take a drink. But for somebody with depression, it's like, this is the hardest movement right here.
Yeah. It's exhausting. Yeah, that's legit help though. Is not like down talking or downplaying them, just being like, yo, I got something covered while you hide under the blanket for a while, if that's what you need.
Yeah. So
doing dishes for someone like that, that's a huge thing that they're currently not capable of doing.
Yeah. So I cleaned her apartment, did her dishes, did her living room. She needed furniture moved. And then I installed a wine rack because she needed a wine rack. She had wine glasses and no wine rack. So
girl got priorities. It's all right.
Yeah, So did all that for her. And I actually went over there the other day and did more dishes because I was just dropping something off and walked in her house, and it was bad again. Like, it just gets bad every single day. And she, like, it's almost to the point where I have to like text her to remind her sometimes, like, hey, did you shower yet? Like, you need to make sure to go shower. And it's not that she's a gross person or that she's a dirty person. It's that she is going through something. She's a full-time student right now. She's out of work, but she like does the Instacart kind of thing. So she's depressed. She can't see her family. And I'm the only person that's willing to like get out of the house and go see people. I mean, like, safely, but I'm the only one that's not walking around with like 6 masks on and a face shield. And
don't you love how we all now say safely? Like, don't call the governor.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, yeah. Well, New Jersey, apparently they just put out that like you're not allowed to travel from state to state unless it's an emergency. I'm just gonna be like, it was an emergency that I needed to see my friend. Yeah. I'm like, oh, it's an emergency. I need to see my friends. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you have to cross state borders for it?
Well, I'm talking about you guys. If I want to go see my friend.
Yeah, I shouldn't say that officially, but I was going to say we're not so strict about certain things. We have foster dogs. Like, we legit got to just handle our business.
Yeah. So things are crazy. I know in my town here, I think they've now tripled the amount of cases that we had before. And that's why they shut down the school. Like, I think over the Thanksgiving holiday, like 10 more people came up as positive. And I'm just like, oh.
I mean,
it's a good thing I had all those vaccinations.
I'm pretty much at max capacity for the Rona. So unless it's knocking at my door, I'm not tracking that shit right now. Like, I've been waterboarded with that information enough.
Yeah. And I mean, this year has been like, as you said earlier, it's been like 5 emotional years wrapped in one. It's just so much has gone on and so much change too. And it's not necessarily like, some of it is good change. Like for me, I have a lot of good change, but other people, it's like bad change. It's like people have been losing their jobs. They get a job, they lose a job, and it's been very difficult. And I mean, this year, I feel like I've been very blessed. One, I met you, Danique, which was super awesome.
Hey, and you're still out, right? You don't know yet.
No, I'm sure we'll be good friends for a long time.
I'm like the crazy ex you can't get rid of. You'll be all right.
That's okay. Me too. We'll get along. You and I will sit in the corner and be like, I'm going to light their car on fire later. Let me stab out their tires. No.
Speaking of being judgy old ladies, we'll put a link to the actual TED Talk in the show notes later. But there's a TED Talk out there where the 60-year-old lady says, "Come on your face," like 6 times. She gives totally this really interesting conversation about the misconception that porn gives to real world sex. Like, no, girls in high school are not dreaming of you coming on their face, basically. That's not like, you know, a lot of this is basically social media taught, is what she's saying. And that it stunts people's relationships and how people interact and even how people have sex. And but it's a really interesting TED Talk how she presents the information, and she's a spicy 60-year-old. She calls herself the Michael Bay of business. She likes to blow shit up. So I follow her on LinkedIn, actually, so I know her in a nerdy capacity. Because if you ever want to do a firearms raffle online, I'll tell you that not all payment platforms will do business with that. BT Dubs, PayPal, and stuff. So through that, I had to figure out what payment processing platforms will cover the things that the normal general population ones don't. And sex tech and weapons industry, as well as cannabis, are the 3 ones that are usually not covered by regular banking and payment processing. And since she's in sex tech, because she apparently gives TED Talks on porn, that's how I ended up following her on LinkedIn, is to learn about payment processing for guns. So porn led to guns.
Wow, that is one rabbit hole.
I'm just telling you, like, you could learn shit.
You like went down that rabbit hole so deep. You went to the end of the internet for that.
I don't want to justify, first of all, how I watch a lot of TED Talks. I don't really need to justify that. That's totally my guilty pleasure. Some people are on TikTok. I'm watching like TEDx stuff. Pretty actually maxed out on that. But yeah, why am I watching TEDx talks on people coming on people's faces? I guess I felt like I needed to give a little more information on how that happened.
I feel like I always get people sending me TikToks, and it's always like the really, really dumb ones. The really like social media.
Really dumb, because for me, pretty much all of them are.
It's the ones that are like the dancing videos, or it's like, oh my gosh, I love this guy, and then the guy is like, I don't like you. It's just, I don't even know how to explain it. It's those kinds of TED Talks, or not TED Talks, but like TikToks. And I'm the kind of person where I watch a TikTok and I'm like, oh my gosh, a house renovation. Oh my gosh, you're saving a beehive. Like,
oh my God.
Like, oh, I watch those ones. Like, I'm an HGTV addict. Like, that's the only thing I'll pretty much watch. People are like, did you watch this new Netflix show? I'm like, no, I did not. And I do not care to watch it.
I used to watch the Canadian Brothers with the houses, but I got kind of annoyed because it was also Canadian prices for houses, and I'm like, Yeah, that's not. I can't work with this. Like, I can't even dream about this because you guys are working differently on your inflation. Like,
Is
it was
that Property Brothers?
$750,000 condos that looked like shitholes. I'm like, I don't understand why you're paying so much money. I can't process it.
Oh my gosh, I could see that when I moved to Denver, there's like $300,000 and $400,000 condos, and I'm just like, I would never want to live in a condo. I mean, I might have to, but like, I do not want to live in a condo. I would rather have a house with a yard. Also, I don't like watching.
I wanted a pool until I had a pool, and then I'm like, no, I don't want a pool until I can afford people that do the pool. Like, it's like
you don't
a lot
have
of
to
work.
care for it.
So keep that in mind when you buy the house size. That's some people do the condo thing because they don't want to own a lawnmower.
Oh no, I would love it. I would get a riding lawnmower even if I had like 10 square feet of yard. I'd be like, no, let me ride over this lawn.
You'd be obnoxious.
I would be. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be such an obnoxious neighbor. I'm gonna get a sign in the front that says "yee yee," and people are gonna be like, "What the heck?" And then another sign that's like "Jersey girl."
Just put one of the fireworks veteran lives here signs up.
I'm just gonna put an NRA stand in front of my house. That's gonna be my security system. I'm not gonna have any guns probably in the house. I'll just have the NRA sign. And they'll be like, "Oh,
what do you mean you're not gonna have guns in the house?
You're in Denver. I mean, eventually I will, but like,
I mean, currently you're in the communist state of New Jersey, so yeah, it's definitely like can't get past the rule.
Actually, NRA just sued the state of New Jersey for their laws.
Yeah, but is that like stuck in court or did it actually go somewhere?
It's going to court now.
All right, so when you're like 42, we can revisit this conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, because apparently in the state of New Jersey, you have to show immediate need for a firearm. So, like, if you are
where do I start the bullet points? Immediate need.
Yeah, and it's like, it literally means, like, immediate. Like, if you walk out of that building, you're going to get murdered. That's what they mean by immediate. Like, there was a woman in New Jersey who, her boyfriend literally said to her, "I'm going to kill you." And she had an application for a gun license going through and had like a concealed carry thing going through and was like, this person is literally trying to kill me. And before it got approved, he literally killed her.
I mean, I feel like that would be where you want to monitor that. Like, obviously, that's about to be stateside kill.
Yeah,
like,
and she told the police about
giving a person a firearm because their life is in immediate danger. I mean, obviously, yes, she should already have one. He, whoever, but that's when we're worried about it. When it escalated to that point.
Yeah, and they still were going to deny her.
Most burglars also don't call ahead.
Yeah.
Like most of these crimes are not really like, let me set you a Calendly invite and let's schedule this shit.
Yeah. And so I grew up in a little town called Morristown, New Jersey. And this town...
I don't think it's that little. I've heard of it.
Oh, you probably have heard of it because it's been mentioned in Money Magazine as the top place to live.
Really?
Yes. So I grew up in this town. It is a super, super expensive town. It is where Donovan McNabb, Terrell Owens, a lot of news anchors, a lot of celebrities. The guy who invented the barcode lives there.
So it's just rich people that actually just moved there.
Yeah, it's a lot of rich people. So I went to that town. I was considered a poor person. I'd probably be considered rich elsewhere. But that was the town I grew up in. And if you went 10 miles down the street was Camden, New Jersey. And Camden, New Jersey, the same year was voted most dangerous place to live in America.
I mean, you gotta buy your drugs somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's where all the kids I went to school with, that's where they got their drugs, and they sold it at high price for those. And the parents were like,
fancy cocaine for them rich boys. Yeah,
the parents would be like, here is your cocaine, here's your heroin, be done with it. So yeah, it was a pretty bad. It's interesting that like the best and the worst town are 10 miles from each other. And we also have Newark in New Jersey, which is just like, and Trenton is pretty bad. So we have some really, really bad areas But then all around it is like super, super expensive McMansions, like everything's $1 million kind of thing. Like even my 2-bedroom apartment is very expensive in terms of what you could get elsewhere in the country.
But I mean, that also what determines for a lot of vets. So, I mean, you're saying like it's a great place to live. Yeah, if you're a fucking pro athlete or something, it's probably great to live there when you have that kind of expendable cash. But like job market, unless you're the common help, you know, what else is to offer there? So probably not a lot of veterans, hence why you don't have a strong veterans club or living out that way, girl.
Yeah.
Shit's
And
expensive.
I will tell you, I will tell you that the BAH here, since I'm in school right now, is $1,900 a month. That's the living price here, $1,900 a month.
Also, Jeannie asked in the comments if you looked up Denver gun laws yet.
Hey, there's Leslie. We're so glad to have you.
Hi.
Hi, you're here. You look wonderful.
Thanks. I passed my test.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, for everybody on the podcast joining us live, Leslie just took basically real estate state boards or whatever weird internet, like whatever that shit is, to do this legitimately. Congrats!
So excited. Anyway, you guys continue what we were talking about. I'm gonna grab a glass of wine.
Okay, go ahead.
Had that shit. Well, very exciting and fun. Leslie joined us. There's also Ginger
Yes.
Leslie and 2 other Leslies.
Yeah, there's so many Leslies.
All right, I guess we're done talking about New Jersey since it's allegedly a shithole, according to my spouse. So, yep. Yeah, get that wine, girl.
Is that where Matt is from? Is he from New Jersey?
Yep.
That's funny. Haha. Yeah. I haven't looked up. Actually, I have looked up the Denver gun laws, and I have seen that it is open carry there. I don't think I will be open carrying at any point, but I mean, I have been looking up holsters and like cute little like yoga pants that have like the little things in the back, kind of. Because I'm like, ooh.
Oh,
now
there's
in the state that isn't
a whole
communist.
brand out for like dope ass workout gear that has concealed carry built in, and I mean in yoga pants and everything. It's really cool.
There's actually also a really good website for all of that stuff. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Give me a moment and I can figure it out. But they have
conversations.
They have all sorts of girl. What?
All these gun conversations. Now we at least got the right girl.
I know.
Yeah. I don't know enough about guns.
To do what?
To do anything. My state is like anti-gun everything. So I
New Jersey.
Like, you can't. Yeah, I can't even have a machete in my car.
Yeah.
Until she moves to Colorado, this is a non-issue. But then you need something that like shoot a bear in the face, and you better shoot a bear in the face.
Ooh, I'm ready to shoot some bears. No, I'll probably want to take it home. I'll be like, look at this cute little fuzzy.
Don't be the lady that accidentally brings a coyote home and thinks it's a cat or something. Like, don't be that girl. It is not.
I bring it home and be like, this is a coyote. I will know exactly what it is. I almost brought a baby squirrel home the other day. It like fell out of a tree and I wasn't sure what to do with it. So I like put it in a scarf I was wearing and it just sat inside of the scarf for a couple hours till I got it to the animal rehab.
Those are the devil. Get away from me. So my dog, when we were stationed in Washington State in Bremerton, Matt got back from shift, so he was sleeping, and our shepherd at the time got a hold of a squirrel, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it. So I get involved. No, let nature take its course. Then the squirrel latched onto me, and I have no one to save me. So I have a squirrel biting me because I wanted to save it, that ungrateful fuck. Eventually the dog got it and I let it die.
Oh my God.
That's when I would just take it and be like, yeet.
I needed rabies shot. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Let nature
oh, no. Yes. Seeing as I don't know a whole lot about guns, I would not feel
World's okay. Serene is in the house giving gun advice.
They'll catch on.
Yeah, Meg, you can just come down and train with Schneier. He's actually he was a firearms instructor, so at least he can use his mad skills for something since he has so much time not going to the VA. I said it. It happened.
And you can also come down and shoot with me too, if you ever
Or
wanted
you can come to the farm, Leslie, finally. Now that
I know. I still need to. The website, by the way, is called Gun Goddess.
Gun Goddess. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll have to
sounds dope.
go start getting my pants.
It's awesome.
Start with a gun, then you know what you need to accommodate, basically.
Yeah, but you know about
That's
like
true.
you know like the like inspiration boards. Like you can always have like inspiration for a goal. You know.
And the queen of Pinterest.
Yeah.
I probably have a folder on holsters.
Exactly.
Be real.
Manifest.
That's what I need to do. I need to make a Pinterest folder for guns now. Oh, feminine.
You
and
missed the
functional.
conversation when we explained how porn led to guns.
What?
Listen, both of them are badass.
I had to justify why I'm watching TED Talks on coming on your face.
Why are you watching that?
Because the porn industry and the cannabis industry and the gun industry all have payment platform problems when it comes to like raffling a firearm online. So through LinkedIn, I found this lady who has basically, it's called Make Love Not Porn. It's a social media sharing porn platform. Anyway, we met through payment processing. So I follow her.
Okay.
And she's famous for giving a TED Talk on how porn gives the wrong perception on real world sex, I guess. So it was really interesting how a 60-year-old lady talking about coming on your face. So I felt like I had to explain that further.
I think something that needs to be said is when you get older, I'm sorry, but we are not young and we are not built to like last forever. I'm sorry, but like my knees hurt and like my arms hurt and I'm tired. Like half the time, I just want to go to bed. Like I don't want to do anything. Like everything is aching. My back hurts. I'm creaky. Like
girl,
listen,
you need to take some ibuprofen and get it in.
You need to take a multivitamin. You are how old?
I'm 29. My back hurts right now.
Out of here. I am 40. Shut up. Take a multivitamin.
You're doing yourself a major disservice. You need to take the ibuprofen, drink some wine, and get those endorphins going.
Listen, I gotta find somebody first.
It doesn't even have to be with somebody. It can be with you.
Sure, fair enough.
It can be with you, Meg.
She's like, no, don't talk to me about. Look at her with her way. Like,
I mean, if we're like being honest, like,
no, I agree.
No,
And I almost would rather do that because then I don't have to talk to people. Be like, I can just sit at home. Be like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
Okay. And then go on with my day.
Have you seen Formula Virgin? Like he lights candles, man. He set the mood.
Yeah, and it's like,
is that a thing still?
It sure is.
But the movie did it.
It is. It is. I'm telling you, it is.
Oh, I'm hoping I find my Prince Charming somewhere out in Denver.
My head, my back.
You will find that. You will find that in Denver. They have very, very cute boys. I was just there for 4th of July last year. Oh my God. Whew. Oh. They have cute boys. They have very cute boys there.
I'm ready.
I think it's because of all the mountains and stuff and all like the outdoor activities. Like it's kind of like San Diego where everybody just has to be fit all the time. There isn't like a winter season really. And if there is a winter season, obviously, like there are winter like preferred people there. And they're just always fit and always looking good. I don't understand it, but
I hope I get fit out there.
You're a fit. Stop.
Yeah.
Wow. Just wow.
Actually, I will
drinking out of the bottle.
Oh, that's the way to do it. I don't have my sack with me anymore. I finished it.
I know. I was looking forward to being part of that.
I am drinking like a case of High Noons though.
I don't know what that is.
What's a High Noon?
They're vodka with fruit juice and
Oh,
sparkling water.
shit. We got somebody talking about a hip replacement while Meg's bitching about being sore. You better step down, Meg.
Yeah.
Know your place.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Take some
there's just so many
drink
things.
some water, and call us again.
Change my socks. God, this is making me real gassy.
Oh no.
Meg single. Why? How are we
I've
marketing?
honestly been told it's because I'm very intimidating and I'm very aggressive. And I'm like, how am I aggressive? What is aggressive or intimidating about me?
Says the girl who would rather go to sleep than have sex.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm tired. Please don't approach me. I just want to go home after the bar and go to bed. Like, please don't approach me.
If you guys ever go out to a bar with me, I am more likely to start a fight with somebody than to flirt with somebody. Like, somebody will try and talk to me, like, what the fuck you want? And I'll be like, oh shit, she's scary.
That might be it then.
I think so. Because I mean, like, at least when I lived in Jacksonville, I think almost every single night I would make sure somebody got kicked out of the bar on my behalf. I'd be like, this
You're
dude
almost
out
grown now, though.
I know. I was young then.
I feel like the older we get, the less we get complimented, Meg. So, like, just saying, like, take those young boy compliments and just absorb them and be nice, because you never know when you never know when the day is going to come where you're considered the old hag at the bar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I still get people, they're like, are you 22? And I'm like, do I fucking look 22 to you?
How old are you?
I'm 29. I'm like gonna be 30 in August.
You a baby.
I know. Well, I mean, like, I'm not that much of a baby. I'm not 22, baby. And I'm like, how the fuck do I look 22?
What do you know at 22? We didn't know shit at 22. It's like wine.
Yeah, just
it's
run the
better
baby.
if you let it sit for a minute.
If you let it
sit
for a minute, if you put it in a dark closet for 10 years, it's better.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was in timeout for a hot minute. I'm better now.
Oh my gosh.
Plus, Meg, are you going to be a parent? Is your baby maker ticking?
I don't know. If my stepmom watches this, she's going to light my ass up. But I don't even know if I want kids at this point. I nanny kids all day long, and I'm sorry.
I wanted to talk about this.
We're bringing it up right now. Oh my god!
Yeah! I didn't know if that was accidental or if I was like, oh my god, this just naturally just like directed into what I want to talk about. That's crazy.
I mean, it was natural until now.
Okay, well. Anyway,
unnatural.
I'm sorry, I ruined it.
No, let's go with it. We're talking about baby makers.
Are you gonna be a baby maker?
Well, I've read a couple articles because I am 30 and I'm getting to the point where it's like, you know, growing up, I never had the desire, right? Like up until I would say about 28, the end of 28 to 29, did I ever have like the feeling within me where women who don't have kids get that weird like baby fever where they like hold a baby. Like I think it was caused by one of my friend's daughters. Her name is Remy. And this, like, I feel like kids can smell the fear on you. Like before her, I did not know how to hold one. I didn't know how to like talk to one. I didn't know what they were capable of. Like, I didn't know how breakable they were. So I just like avoided them at all costs. And then Remy, my friend's daughter, she was like 1 at the time. She just like was the easiest baby, and she like would pull on my pants to hold her, and I'm like, okay, I guess I got to learn how to like hold babies now. Do you do it by like the nape of the neck? Like, how do you do this?
Like a puppy?
Yeah, like a pup, like a kitten. But then like when I got comfortable holding her, then I just started, I don't know, like naturally just kind of like asking to hold people's children, which I think was the very beginning of the onset of like baby fever. And now I smell their heads, and like I like have this weird like want. But up until the age of 29, I would say like the beginning of 29, did I ever like I never had that thought. Like I always said, I even said I never wanted kids. Like that was my like that was my saying. Like I didn't see it as a part of my lifestyle ever. And I mean, I think the reasoning for every female is different. I think there are women who are like really successful in their businesses who, you know, are single at 32 and they have no like want or need to be in a relationship. They're like making mad money. They have a ton of good friends, like, and they have no desire. And then like there's me, obviously I've got, you know, a good business going on, like a nonprofit. It doesn't make me money, but it makes me happy. So I'm fulfilled in that aspect, but like, I don't know, like now I'm just at that point, but I think it came later than like years previous. Like, I mean, I would say like 50% of my high school class now has at least one child, and they had it by the age of like 24.
Yeah, I feel the
Oh,
same.
I
Most of
can't
the
even
people I went
imagine
to school with, they all got like babies now.
Yeah. But there was like a
I
there was like
went
a
to high
serious
school with girls that already had babies. So I came from Germany, where like teenage pregnancy is not that common.
yeah.
Marrying like right out of high school, much more common. So coming to the States at 18 and like going to high school, and they had a babysitter for the cheerleaders. I'm like, what is this? What is this country?
Yeah.
Why are there so many little people here? Like we're in high school. So
That's interesting.
I saw that generation. So they're like grandparents now, basically.
Yeah.
Real. And then I served with people who had children like right the fuck out of boot camp or already going into boot camp. So they spent their entire 20s like up to their elbows in diapers and poor as fuck.
Yeah.
So I'm totally okay with missing all of that. I didn't need a babysitter. If I want to be fucking shit-faced and hungover, that's my fucking prerogative, because I don't have to keep other humans alive. I don't have to worry about the bills of feeding another human again. Like, I'm glad I missed that in my 20s, so I'm glad I didn't get baby fever.
And I mean, that's the thing I still think about is like, you know, when I'm home alone, I'm like, do I enjoy this? I really freaking enjoy this. Like, if I want to just eat a whole bag of smart popcorn, like for dinner, that's totally acceptable because I'm only responsible for myself.
Yep. Your dog's
And
gonna
like,
love you.
yes. So,
And Chewy delivers.
and Chewy delivers. Exactly. You literally don't have to leave your house anymore at all. You can be a recluse if you want, which sometimes, especially as
Now you
of
have to be a
recent,
teacher too. Keep that in mind.
yes. Oh my God. And I've thought about that so many times since this whole like pandemic hit is like moms who loved their job have had to leave their job to fill that role. And I'm like,
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
usually
no.
more so moms than dads that have to do that. The
for
dads are
sure.
like, I'm gonna stay working. You take off from work.
Well, I mean, we are still in a society where men, like typically, like the percentage of men that make more than women in the household is still pretty high. So it's like understandable that the person that would have to give up their job is the person with the least amount of income coming in. But I mean, that should fucking change too. I mean,
Yeah.
who am I though? Who am I?
I mean, who are we to argue the whole, 20 cents on every dollar for men versus women? Because that should be old news at this point that
It
exists.
should be. It should be, but it's not.
They say that the data for this year has set us back to like the 50s when it came to women in the workforce and how far back we've been dialed because of circumstances in general. With dual income households where both parents work, a lot of times it felt natural for the mother to do it, or people reverted into fucking gender roles. Or there's that social stigma where people felt pressured. Like, is your mother-in-law or your mother going to judge you for being like, nah, fuck that. He's going to make sandwiches and I'm going to run a company. Like, everybody's supportive.
That's where I'm at with my boyfriend. Like, I love to work. You guys, the last 3 months of my life have been a living hell because I'm not even trying to avoid anything at home. Like, I'm not even trying to like stay away from my kids or stay away from my dogs. The fact that I like love to work is the reason that I am so depressed, is because for the last 3 months I haven't been employed. So I've just had this like nonstop running mind. I don't even know why I was going on this tangent just now. What was the
Because it basically set us back to the Stone Age of, you know.
So what I was saying is, like, I'm in a position where I would never be okay with being like a person that is financed through her husband. Like, it will never happen. I was raised by a mother that made 6 figures a year. My dad, you know, he's a great man, but my mom went to college. He didn't. My mom got pregnant in high school and had my older brother at 17. And I was raised in a household where the mom was the breadwinner. Like, end of discussion. And I liked it. Like, I love my mom. She's my biggest like influence in everything that I do. And I want to be like her. And what does she do? She takes care of her damn self and everybody else that she comes into contact with. And that's really attractive to me. Like, it's attractive to me. So I was just saying this to my boyfriend. Like, he's active duty. He's about like 3 years from retirement. And literally my dream is for him to just retire and for me to go to work and for me to come home. And I'm like, where's my boyfriend at? And I look out the window and he's like outside chopping wood or something. Like, just doing wood stuff. Like, he's not even employed anywhere. He's at home. He's made dinner. And I've been like slaying. Like, that's my dream. My dream is to like be exhausted from work and come home and like get immediate kisses and have wood chopped for our wood burning stove. Like, that's my. So, like, but I mean, obviously, I think that it's because I was raised in that type of household. Maybe, I don't know, but it definitely should change.
Leslie dreams of wood chopping. Oh my god!
Thank you. It's like one of my deepest fantasies ever is just to come home and like see him.
There's
chopping.
Probably wood chopping porn out there. Just saying.
I'll have to look
There's
into
porn
it.
for everything. I tell you what, I took a picture of my neck one time.
We told our realtor that. So yeah.
You took a picture of your. What did you say, Meg?
I took a picture of my neck one time like this because I have an Adam's apple and it's kind of big. It's like a dude's. And I was like, ladies with Adam's apples out here in the world looking like dudes. And like, I took a picture. It was like a picture from the side. Yeah, look how big that thing is. It's fucking
girl, you cracked me up.
And I started getting messages.
What was the result?
Like, people were messaging me and they were like, can I please have a picture of your Adam's apple? Like, can you please take pictures? I was like, oh my gosh, the vampires are after me.
Oh my god.
People make it weird.
Oh no. That's weird.
Really, see what happened.
It was super awkward. And it was like, it blew up too. I started getting a lot of messages like,
can we find a way to like naturally lead this conversation into OnlyFans or no?
Oh, I've been telling people for a long time, I will have an OnlyFans. It'll be of like me just standing in a corner like,
yes.
Like I'll do weird shit. And I'm sure you guys have heard or you know.
Do either actually know what it is? So it's like you subscribe to somebody specifically and pay for
any type of interaction. You pay to talk, you pay to get photos, you pay to get videos, and OnlyFans is not restricted to sex related stuff. Like, there are people who pay to watch an artist paint a canvas.
Yeah, I follow a yoga chick that has an OnlyFans on the link tree.
Everything.
OnlyFans page. I'm like, I didn't think you were like that because I had a bad perception of OnlyFans.
No,
it's really anything.
I mean, what it's monopolized for is like.
I was gonna say, I'm not hearing a lot of super positive, normal stories about OnlyFans.
I'll tell you what I can make on OnlyFans.
You're not hearing a lot of super positive things. This is the first time.
No.
This is the first time in the history of the fucking human race that girls can monopolize on their nudes.
I mean,
the first time. Like, without having a middleman, like a porn like company or that could be true. Like you
still internet, so I still don't trust it that much, but okay.
Yeah, I feel like it would be taxed in some form.
Yeah, and of course,
people in cyber. I don't trust anything on the internet. Like,
you're taxed on income as an independent contractor. Like,
I tell you what.
I mean, so are strippers and any illegal sex workers. So it's
right.
the same
Yeah.
thing.
So
I mean, I
if
support it. I just
I love
thought
it. I
was
love
more
the
for
idea.
that stuff.
If I don't know, man. I'm so sorry if my mom's watching this, but if I like was completely single and I was in the position that I was in right now, like oh God, I don't know if I'm gonna regret saying this, but I would totally fucking do it. Like,
There's a chick out there doing yoga. She's getting like, I follow a yoga instructor so that's why I was like, she's on OnlyFans. I was weirded out because I don't have OnlyFans, so I didn't follow her on that. But she legit is a major yoga, like, published author, like, really enjoy following
We are your
her.
besties.
And people follow her for apparently her yoga shit. So you don't have necessarily to show titties and ass or whatever weird toenail shit people are into.
Yeah, and there are also just
my
weird ass
toenails.
men that just want to be talked to. Like, I don't know.
They're
They
very
just like
sad.
Yes.
That sounds like me.
Yeah. And if for only $5 a month, you can talk to me and I'll listen.
Yeah.
Subscribe
And
now.
You might just get a comment that's like, okay, and I'll be done. No, I'll tell you what, though. I'll make an OnlyFans, and it'll literally be me doing this the entire time.
That's fine. They're paying to send the message. They're not paying for a response, which is even better. Like, I have found out so much about OnlyFans just from girlfriends who have done it. And I'm like, this is way cooler than I thought it was, which I thought it was just this weird, like, secretive underground bullshit where people send pictures of their vagina and like get $50 off of it. It's not like that.
Have you guys ever been like propositioned for like magazines or photographs or anything like that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. I'll tell you that. I used to work at a nightclub and we had a DJ come on and she was super sweet. She was a Playboy model. Super pretty.
And a DJ?
Yeah, she was a DJ and a Playboy model because you gotta be versatile. You can't just be like dicking down Hugh Hefner the whole day.
Right.
So
I mean, is he still alive, by the way?
No.
He died, right?
Honestly, I was like, I don't know. But
that was recent,
this
motherfucker.
was years ago.
He didn't die that long ago. By the way, Kobe Bryant died this year. It was 5 emotional years, but that was actually.
I do know about that.
I know about Kobe Bryant. I'm asking when. I don't think it was that long ago.
Oh, I think it was in like May.
I'm looking it up.
Maybe April.
In 2020?
Yeah, it was in 2020. I know that.
What was his name?
Kobe Bryant.
Hugh Hefner.
Kobe Bryant.
Hugh Hefner.
If you're going to be on OnlyFans, like,
Anyways.
you really need to step up your porn knowledge.
Come on, it's not porn.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's art.
It's my lie. I want to tell it how I want.
I've
worked in
like so many weird industries.
He died in 2017. You guys are okay. Listen, listen, Liberty Risk. You're supposed to be off the air.
Holy shit! He was born in 1926, so he lived through the Great Depression.
Oh shit! I saw a meme the other day that said Betty White was 7 years old when Anne Frank was born.
Holy shit!
What the fuck?
That makes me like that transcends so many weird historical events.
She was alive when Albert Einstein was alive. Actually,
Is he still alive?
Right?
Yeah. Yes, I'm confidently saying that.
Okay.
Yeah, Betty White will never die. She made a pact with the devil. She's going to be alive for the next 15, 20 years. I'm sure she's out to kill somebody. That's her ultimate life goal. That's what she sold her soul for, and she can't die until it happens.
Are you being serious, or are you having?
No, I'm totally joking. I'm joking.
Come on, Danique.
I'm from Germany. We don't get sarcasm the same way. I'm like, wait, what?
That's okay. I totally get it because Canadians are weird as well, and I'll like listen to something they say, and it'll sound super aggressive and angry, and they'll be saying like, "I love you." Like they'll be like, "Shut the door," and you're like, "Oh shit, okay." I love you too, but all right.
I'm like, you're Canadian?
Yeah, it sounds very
all
aggressively
the
like
way?
Russian. Me, I'm half Canadian.
French side
Are
or
you?
the other side? Right?
I'm French Canadian. My mother was
Is
born in
Canadian?
Quebec.
Is Canadian even like an, oh God, I don't want to sound stupid, but is that even like an ethnicity? Like,
Not really. It's called white. It's like extra white.
yeah,
Like,
like
when you
it's
go to
like,
the paint
it's like,
store and there's like
double
different
North American.
variations.
isn't it like
Yes.
French? Like a majority of it is French and
Not
no,
real
Well,
French.
the majority is
Not real
English
French.
speaking.
Mm-mm.
in
There's
English.
only one. Yeah, there's only one province that speaks French, and only half the province actually speaks French there. And it's a very disgusting dialect of French called Quebecois. And it sounds like angry Russian. When you hear it, it's just like so angry. You'll
I
be
think
like,
I've heard it. I
And
think
they're
I
like,
met somebody on the trail. He was from is it Quebec or Quebec?
I say Quebec.
Yeah. So I met somebody who was from there and he spoke French to my friend Valentine, who is from Belgium, who spoke French. And they would speak in French to each other all the time. And I started to realize that she kept saying like what to him because the French was very different in Belgium than it was where he was from in Canada. And it was really fun to like watch. But anyway.
Yeah, they have a very interesting dialect, and my whole family on my mother's side is French Canadian. And the only reason that they are now US citizens is because all of them joined the military and got their citizenship through the military. So my mother was not born here in the United States. She actually didn't have a birth certificate. She was an illegal alien until she joined the military at 18.
Shit,
I'm
yeah.
a baby too. It's okay.
Yeah, so I mean, like, it is what it is. But yeah, I like go home to my family or to go visit that side of my family, and it sounds like drunk French and Irish mixed together. Like they're just so fucking country. Like, and it's not even like the yeehaw kind of country. It's like the straight up redneck, like hillbilly kind of country where they like come out of the woods like limping, like, let me get the cows today, and you're like, oh my god. They're super, super sweet though. They're all really nice. And it's interesting because all of my uncles all retired from the military.
Did they give you any problems with your clearance as a basically child of foreign nationals or?
I had to put my mother's naturalization number in when I put my stuff in. And
Wow.
so I'm going to be getting another clearance level. And I am estranged from my mother. I haven't spoken to her in a year because she is a raging cunt. So
Oh shit.
if they ask me
We'll
for
go
that,
for her.
I'm going to be, oh yeah, she's a horrible person. With the whole baby making thing, she literally has told me in the past, Megan, you will not make anything of yourself, so just find a wealthy man and marry him. So I don't talk to her anymore because I don't know if I want children just yet. I've raised babies and I've raised children my whole life, and I'm not quite sure if that's for me or not. But we'll see. If it happens by accident, it happens by accident.
You should totally just make a share of the whole situation and be like, Mom, I am a rich man.
Oh yeah, I keep
Right? That was a dope answer.
Yeah.
I keep
am
telling my whole family, I'm like, listen, you don't have 2 sons, you have 3 sons. I am the most
Mhm.
manly of all of your sons.
There's
And
nothing
it's
wrong
true,
with
I am,
rednecks.
like,
Whatever, Richard.
There's
I didn't say
every-
there's anything wrong with them. I'm just saying that's how my family is, and they're super nice.
there's everything wrong with rednecks.
Plus, they're Canadian rednecks. It's different rednecks.
I'm so
That's like
sorry.
the bounty man.
Yeah, mountain man. Not like the hill people though. Not that kind of mountain man.
So, did you guys get your Christmas shopping done or started or?
Danique, I'm unemployed.
Okay.
Let's do the reminder again. Ask the question again.
I'm living off my disability, and
Fuck.
I got some done. It's a lot of presents for me though.
When you have, this is a serious question. when you are in a position like me where you do not have like the funds, like I'm on unemployment right now, and I make a certain amount of disability, but like the unemployment is a joke. The disability barely covers like my basic needs, right? Do you still get presents? Do you get presents for the most important people, or like do you just not get presents? Because a present could be something like handmade. It can be like a nice gesture, like cooking dinner for somebody one night. Like what's your approach to somebody, like, because I feel like that would be a nice topic to discuss for people who are like, a lot of people were freaking laid off. It wasn't just me. And I was laid off toward the tail fucking end of it. Like I thought I was safe. And in August, they were like, nope, you are not safe. And I've only been dealing with this for 3 months, you know, but there have been people that have been dealing with this since February. So, I mean, like, let's talk about some, like, what you think is a good idea for people who just don't have the funds, like, to splurge on shit like this. Like, I know for myself, I just didn't get online at all on Cyber Monday. Like, I just didn't even like tempt myself with the problem at all.
So, can I say what I bought on Cyber Monday?
God damn it! I'm so jealous.
You might as well go now.
Hold up. I'll tell you what I bought on Cyber Monday. I bought that sweatshirt that Danique's wearing and one of her beanies. And then I went to Climb 4 and I bought one of your tank tops. So you're welcome.
Yes,
that's your present to me.
Yes, you did. Oh my gosh.
It should be in the mail tomorrow. I was actually kind of really upset it wasn't here today because I would have been wearing all of it at once. Like, I would have had like half the sweatshirt on so you could see the Climb 4 tank top underneath. But yeah, that was what I treated myself to.
I never check the Wix website, which is where our orders go through, because we have a totally different girl that deals with like the shipping and stuff of the merch. Her name's Nikki. She's awesome. She also has a lot of her own things going on. Like, we don't have a program or like a website where like this shit just gets like shipped off automatically.
Yeah, we don't either.
Yeah, so like just randomly one day, like a few days ago, I looked at Wix website because I got a random notification. So I went into it and I saw that we had a pending like order, and I saw that it wasn't fulfilled. And I was like, okay, I clicked it and it said Megan, whatever. And I was like, oh, I know that's Meg from Liberty Rights. and I texted Nikki and I was like, has that order been in the mail yet? Have you put that? Can you put that, like, that needs to, like, right now? Right now. Put it in the mail. And she was like, I'm going today. And I was like, okay, all right. Just making sure. Just making sure. You got to put it in the mail.
I know. I love recognizing names on orders. I know that that feeling is really it's exciting when people support you. It's But
I also love I love like recognizing names, but like the really cool stuff happens when you don't recognize the names. Like, that means that the people the people of the recognized names that have done enough support of you to like outreach to other people that you do not know, which is like insane. That only started happening for Climb 4 this year.
That's awesome.
And I think it's absolutely amazing. Like, I walked into, like, there was one time, maybe like 5 or 6 months ago, I walked into Trader Joe's at Hilltop, and I saw a Climb 4 hat, and I like crouched down in an aisle, and I was like, that's not a Climb 4 hat, because I only saw like half of the front of it, and I was like, it's not. So like I ran around the aisle and got into a position to where I would be passing him head on. And I looked at his hat and I was like, ugh! And I didn't know who he was. And I was like, is this it? Is this what it feels like? Like, this is insane.
I know it's so incredible. But you're like, that person has no idea who I am. And I'm totally seeing my product.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, they had no idea who I was. They were just buying like frozen peas in the frozen pea section. And I was like,
that's my shit.
That's my shit.
Did you go up to them? Did you go up and say hi?
No, I was a little bitch. I didn't say anything, but I went to my car and I texted like 20 people. Like I was so stoked. That guy, I don't know his name. I don't know. It was from the hat was from like one of the first rounds of merchandise that we ever did. Oh my God, stop it. Stop.
Yeah, buy some merch for Christmas for those of you that still have jobs. Leslie, this is actually earlier before you were on, I was talking about we had somebody that really waited until the 11th hour to ask for help. So it's been a rough year for a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people that I'm not sure if they're going to be able to put shit under the tree for their kids. So legit for those of us, and that includes ourselves, if there's still money at the end of the day for you to give to a fucking food bank or figure out what local organization is giving Christmas presents, like there's a lot of people, there's active duty, there's veterans, there's general families that have nothing to do with the military community that are suffering just as bad. But it's really a bad year, and there's so much shame involved for some reason, people asking for help. So also take the pressure off in your circle if you can. Take the pressure off from giving gifts. Like have that fucking conversation to also have other people not humming and hawing over the same things you probably are about. I'm barely making ends meet right now. How am I gonna, get into this gifting circle where all the girlfriends give each other like a $50 worth something every year? Like, not this year, girls.
Yeah. Like
figure out people's love language is my first advice. Some people prefer spending time over some dumb shit you found at Marshall's.
Yep.
So maybe plan like, hey, let's go on a hike in March when I have my job figured out for you, Leslie. Like, if it's something important to you, offer to spend time in the future. It's not like when you were a kid and you're giving somebody a coupon book, but legit have conversations about, I care about you. I want to acknowledge the holiday season, but me financially buying something that you may have a year from now or not is not in the cards. So that was a good way for us to acknowledge and celebrate the holidays together, is that's, planning just, I don't know, a fucking coffee day or going on a hike, or I don't know, you help me with homework, like whatever that person enjoys doing.
Right.
Figure it out that way, but also be genuine with people and take the pressure off others. So if you still have money and you want to give gifts, maybe you're still not giving gifts this year, so the other person doesn't feel obligated to give you one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Dial it down, and maybe 5 months from now, take them to dinner so that they don't know that that's your late Christmas because you have the urge to give them something.
Hi, Kim.
Yes.
That's my 5 cents on gift giving this year, on not buying if you don't have the money. Figure out another way, or just be fucking genuine about it. Like, there's a lot more people in this situation, I think, than we realize. So you might be the first person that opens that vulnerable conversation, but you might be taking the pressure off everybody else in the group.
Yeah. No, and I like, okay, so I passed my real estate board today, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to be making money tomorrow.
Right.
Like it's an exciting day for me because I now have the ability to make money, which I haven't had in 3 months. But there's a Christmas party coming up for my the real estate agency that I'm going to be signing with. And I hope none of them are watching, but just to give an example of like how like gut wrenching it is, like they're holding a Christmas party, and now because it's going to be more than, oh shit, should I even say this publicly?
Say what you want.
All right. Since it's going to be more than 25 people for the Christmas celebration, they're doing it at the office because obviously it can't happen at a bar, it can't happen at a restaurant, because anything over 25 people is everyone's going to get COVID. So they were like, we're going to do a Secret Santa, and the cost of entering into the Secret Santa, which it sounded like it was obligatory when you go into, they were like, if you have a a significant other that's coming, he also needs to bring, or he or she also needs to bring, a product of value that's wrapped. And I'm like, okay, what's the price? And they're like $50. And I'm like 30 and 50? And they were like, no, like 50. So if you buy like a gift that's 40, you need to get them 6 sets of socks that equals 10, to give it about a $50 like amount price. And I was like,
that's a lot. 50 is a lot.
Like,
And so
I'm
kind
kind of work, and that's a lot.
They make a lot of money, so it's normal for them. Like, I don't think that anybody realizes the situation that I'm in. And like a lot of the real estate agents that I went through school with, they have military husbands. And I'm not trying to down talk this at all. Let me just say that now. But women who are used to spending other money that wasn't earned by them, like they're like, yeah, of course I can do it. We have the income together to be able to do this. And I'm almost positive I'm the only person in this entire group that's like, oh shit, like I make my own income to support my own self. I don't have somebody on the outside. Like my boyfriend and I still live in different houses. We own our own houses separately. And so we each have our own obligations, and like I have to take care of myself. So like it's funny how hyper aware you become of the situation once those things are kind of put into play for you. And how shitty it is. Like I love to give gifts to people who love getting gifts. I love to do that. That's not how I receive love, but I give love by accommodating the person who I like to see a person really happy in what I'm giving them. So I think I'm a universal giver. So if that's like, a gift, I'm totally cool with it. If it's time, I'm totally cool with it because I'm a time receiver and a touch receiver. I wouldn't give touch to a lot of people because obviously I have a boyfriend. Love you, Captain. But it seriously, I have become hyper aware, and like $50, it's like, do I have that? Do I have to like eat ramen noodles?
Like, what's the hourly minimum wage right now? Like, translate how long hypothetically
that would cost.
$10 an hour.
Yeah.
Basic job to make $50 fucking dollars. That's after everybody else gets their piece of the pie.
And I just didn't say anything. It's such a shameful like thing to discuss, like saying like, hey, I can't support this financially, or hey, I can't do this financially, when your entire life you've been able to do this financially. Like it's almost like foreign language to be able to like say something to somebody that says, hey, like I can't do this.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
There's also social stigma that we're allowing ourselves to be like, this is what society came to, when I can tell you a couple years ago, it wasn't at this level. Like that was not fucking common for Christmas parties, especially at $50. I'm telling you, that's new.
Yeah.
But also people this year especially have become a lot more comfortable with being vulnerable and genuine. So I legit, in my opinion, take one of your plants that's in a cute pot with you.
And good idea.
And be like, it is of tremendous value to me. I don't have $50 to my name.
I will give you one of mine.
That's like asking the
This is a beautiful, and it is actually a $40 Majesty palm, and this is a $15 lemon, citrus, and key lime tree that I'm protecting from the winter. So these I could give away. I'm not fucking going to, but I could give away.
But you can be genuine in the conversation and say like, hey, have you guys considered in the future where over the year you put 3 or 4 gifts or the amount for gifts in a pot for people who are just starting out? Because legit, that's where I'm at. And just leave it right there and be genuine.
Yeah.
He knows you're starting out. He just hired you.
Yeah. And I think everybody knows my situation. So I shouldn't be as reserved as I am.
You might not be the only one in that pickle, and everybody else is just trying to stick it with the Joneses, and you're like, nah, I'm gonna break that cycle. Like that's not.
That is a homework assignment for me, and I am fully invested in following through on a conversation, which I will fill you and Meg on at a later date once that has been taken care of.
Well, I definitely, and I know Hugh and Billy feel the same way, want to have you guys back on again and to do this more often, because this has been something they've really been wanting to do for a while, and I've kind of been slow on the ball with this. So I was supposed to message you guys like months ago, and I finally got to messaging you guys, but this is going to be like a new thing that we want to keep doing. And I'm so glad that you guys were able to join us this evening and just share everything with us.
Me too.
It was fun to catch up. I'm glad everybody joined us. And hopefully for the next time we get some topic submissions, if there's some shit y'all want us to dissect, or how we get from porn to guns and then gifting plans. You know,
yeah, ask us questions.
You got problems, we will solve them.
Yeah, if this is gonna be a normal thing, definitely leave it to the public interest to determine what we're gonna talk about, because obviously, as determined in our initial interviewing process of being 3 women that are on a podcast taken over by Liberty Risk, nothing is untouchable in this room. So
yeah, we talked about bleeding.
Off the internet, she talked about endometriosis, talked about baby makers, talked about porn, talked about guns. Talked about gifting.
Yep. We talked about it all.
Employment. Yeah, we covered it all.
OnlyFans. And we found some weird way to intertwine all of them, which I'm super proud of.
I need to get back into yoga. I could be making some money on OnlyFans.
Exactly.
So, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I'm Liberty Risk. Y'all are just our guests, but you guys are the best guests ever. So thank you for joining us tonight, and we'll see you on Monday. Peace.
See ya. Bye.